Hi guys, welcome to the Voice That Guy Goes Zulu Twitch stream, where we're going to do live coding with related to voice technology in general. Particularly for today, we'll be exploring. Well, actually, I stream every day. But today's normally the topic is on exploring new features in voice technology, or basically just doing something innovative that is beyond what the usual stuff that we stream every other day. It's mostly to do with Alexa. Uh, Sorry, that was my Mr. A responding on my headphones. So hey Kevin Evans, how's it going? How's your day today? So it's kind of a chill stream, but at the same time, I'm going to be putting myself a little bit on self-imposed pressure on trying to accomplish a particular goal from the beginning to the end today. And no, we're not going to talk about Alexa. Well, sorry, I made a mistake again. Whenever I say the A word, my headphones reacted because it's wired up to the A voice assistant. So there'll be a little bit of a pause every time I say that. I'll try to make sure that I'm not going to say the word again. Okay, so without further ado, so let me start all over again. Hi, my name is Go Zulu, the voice tech guy, and I'm here to do something innovative in relation to voice technology. It is Friday the 13th, Oxygen Box. Yes, it is. And lucky Friday 13th today. No, the A word. No. This is a completely family-friendly stream. So the A word is to do with the voice assistant that is not Google. Hint, hint. So yeah. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do something different because today's stream will be a little bit more formally. Normally it's a bit more casual and a bit whatever, but I'm trying to see on Friday whether some of this content that we're doing on Twitch can be converted into some kind of a YouTube tutorial and videos. So pardon me if I'm being a little bit unfriendly than my usual self. But okay, so let's see what we're gonna do. So, as you know, lately everybody's crazy into crypto, and one of the things that I got a call from my brother today, and he says, "Oh, you have to buy Cardano today, because Cardano is going crazy. It's like it's going to introduce smart contracts, and then it's going to be like Ethereum. It's going to go through the roof, to the moon, and whatever." So because I have a look at it, it did increase by a fair bit, and I take a look and maybe I buy a little bit just to see how it goes, but I'm not going crazy all over it. But one of the things that might be useful for me is that I have in my not Bitcoin wallets, but my crypto wallets, there's several things that I monitor, and I want to be able to sort of at any time be able to see the kind of sentiments on Twitterverse. Friday the 13th crypto. Lucky it's not October, the Friday the 13th crypto. Okay, so coming back, so I want to be able to sort of have something that monitored the Twitterverse, and then because as you can see, the topic for today, it's called is a topic for today? I had it somewhere there. So basically, AWS ML or AI, machine learning or artificial intelligence services, and we're going to do some kind of a Frankenstein on it, and we're going to use that to analyze things that are coming out of a Twitterverse and take a look at whether there's a positive or negative sentiment. And sort of that can give some kind of indication whether what do you call it, that particular thing that we're sort of monitoring, like Cardano or whatever it is that we're going to say, whether that's going to be going down in terms of values, people are going to sell it, or people are going to buy more of it. So the idea of it that I can so let's do a little bit of design here. So pardon me if I'm going to, because this is totally unscripted. You guys are, like me, the first time seeing this, and the kind of like the idea that I come up with is practically just like probably an hour ago. So it is totally not planned. So we see how it goes and how much traction it can get, and I'll try to time box it within an hour of the stream to make sure that we can go from the beginning to the end. Of course, the kind of throughput, the quality that we're going to come out with might differ, and maybe we need a second part of this next week, but I'll try to see how much we can cover some of the goals that we want to try to achieve today. So let's go. So first we got Mr. Twitter. Let me see what I can zoom in a bit more. Ooh, too much. Okay, so we got Mr. Twitter. And of course from Twitter we're gonna go and get this into feed of some kind, which is this is the AWS machine learning and AI services. In particularly, I'm not sure yet, but we'll still have to see. But I think we're probably going to use Comprehend, AWS Comprehend, to actually take up the we're going to use Comprehend to take a look at the sentiments, whether it's a positive, negative, or neutral, or mixed. I think there's 4 different kind of sentiments, if I'm not correct. I'm not sure. We'll have a look again. So then it goes through this pipeline, and then we're going to push it into another AWS AWS ML service called, you guys should know this, close to my heart, Polly. It's not Polly the parrot, but Polly is a way to actually generate some kind of announcement or voice speech, basically from text. So, and then that is going to go into whatever kind of output that we want to get. But I'm thinking that to make it easier, it'll be just whenever I call this kind of service here, it'll just do the calculation, and then after that it's just going to output the what do you call it, kind of output the to maybe to my computer for now. In the future, maybe what we want to try to do is put it into a kind of a database on DynamoDB or something like that, AWS DynamoDB, and then hook up an Alexa, or maybe even Alexa voice services, Raspberry Pi, whatever, and then make an announcement out of it. But for now, let's keep it simple. It could be just a website, it could be just a bash script, it could be tied up to Alfred or something like that. on the Mac, but we'll see how it goes. So just question mark how we want to, but basically what we want to try to do is some kind of mechanism to make an announcement using the poly generated voice that we actually get from there. Okay, so let's see how far we go through this. And okay, so we need to do this quickly, and we need some kind of thing that can actually glue this up together pretty easily. So I'm just thinking out loud now here how we might pursue and how to actually do this. So obviously Twitter has okay, so recently, a while back, maybe just recently, I come across this thing called PipeDreams, which might be able to help us. So I got this here. Okay, so basically PipeDream makes you stop writing boilerplate codes, authentication, managing infrastructure, whatever. So it's a serverless kind of connector, right? Think of it like Zapier. I don't know whether you guys know Zapier, but it kind of more for programmer, I think more friendly. So it's free to start off with. The pricing was out. So that's why we like it. We're gonna have up to 10,000 invocations, and I think that's enough. Unless the cryptoverse goes crazy about Bitcoin or actually, the cryptoverse is always crazy. There's always crazy announcements out there. Like there's $600 million hacked recently. Okay, so we're just going to go this one. So I have an account, so I'm just going to sign in quickly. Just use my GitHub account. Okay, so they have a few kit starts, which I won't bore you guys. That if you want to try to find it out, like more about the service, you can actually go through. So they got a HTTP quick start. I'll show you a bit more here. So it makes a HTTP call. This one is just censoring it, like several things that being called like fav icon and whatever. Apparently, I found out that if you actually make a get call, most browsers will actually make two calls. The first call is to get the fav icon, and the next call, the actual call for the get itself. So most modern browsers actually do that. So to prevent a false trigger of the API sequence, excuse me, we're gonna censor this so to make it die. When it goes to the pipe, it goes here, die, and you go here, die. So, and then it carries on here to go, and this one, the sample, we just try to find out the International Space Station position, and then it formats the date and time it using Luxon. As you can see, you can use npm, and then it outputs the single row into Google Sheet. Now you can actually put it into Airtable, whatever. It's pretty cool. So right now you just put it to Google Sheet, but then what I do is in this kite quick start, we make a call to Google Sheet, and then read out the stuff from it, and then transform it into some kind of JSON friendly compact structure, right? Which is just what this thing does. And then after respond it out. So if you go and just copy this, and we go like that, basically that's what it does. It's just gonna speed out the result. Now the reason why it takes a while is because I haven't turned on the keep warm. That's why that /keep warm was there just now. So the keep warm stuff here is so I can have another workflow, which is a scheduler, which runs 15 minutes and calling it, make sure that it's the lambda, whatever that's behind this infrastructure. I'm not sure. It could be cloud agnostic. But if it's a lambda, then it makes sure that it's actually warm up and ready to run. If not, then there's a bit of a startup. That's why it took a while for that thing to come back into the results. So this is the result so far. So it's just the output of the latitude and longitude, and the latest one should be the one which is, let me see now. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe I haven't. I can't really tell. Maybe it's this one, the last one. Yeah, that's one. So the last one. So it actually keep a record into Google Sheet, and then I'll put it into back into our so that we can make a JSON call out of it. Okay, so that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a one tutorial, because there is actually one quick start in the help docs, which is surprisingly enough is something about reading from Twitter and doing something about it. So let's start with that, and this is the first time I've seen it, so we'll see how that go. Yeah, so that's a quick start that I went through that I show you just now. You just have to follow through this. They got a very nice a video tutorial, or not video intro, but a nice tutorial, written tutorial. So I think one of the things that is pretty good is one of the services that it can ingest is actually AWS. So you can actually connect to different AWS service as events that sort of triggers out the pipeline. So that's one thing that I find is pretty cool. It's going to be helpful. I mean, look, it's good for rapid prototype like this, or Twitch stream like this, or hackathons, whatever. But I think maybe the long run, you might want to do your own calls, whatever. But I mean, who got time to do that, right? So I mean, with this, everything is being done, and I'll show you a bit later. It's pretty cool in terms of the output. Anyway, we're talking too much about this. We need to move forward so that we can reach the ML and the AI part of AWS. I mean, that's the kind of key things that I want to kind of explore on this. Okay, so that's the one. Email yourself a new RSS item. Not that one. Real world Twitter. Okay. Okay, that's pretty cool. So PipeDream is mentioned on Twitter. It trigger a workflow. It construct a message in Node.js, and using the Slack block kit, use an action to post a formatted message to Slack channel, and we run a live test to actually push it out into Slack, which might be a good cool idea as well. What this one? I'm not sure what's this. Okay, the first one, email yourself on new RSS item. So this one, the workflow triggers on app events. So whenever there's a new RSS feed, it send an email to the address associated with your PipeDream account. Activate the trigger to run the flow on new app events. Okay, so we might have to, because I'm not that too keen about pushing it into Slack, but we'll probably take the first part of it, and then we'll see whether we want to go through the tutorial, and then we change the part about Slack to do something that's more useful for us. Okay, so let's do that. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Let me push you to the side a bit. You guys to the side. Okay. Apparently my daughter said there's a way to make it. Ooh, that's pretty cool. So I can do something like that. I got full screen on that. That's pretty good. Okay. Oh, my hands are shaking. I'm not that presentable, but it's okay. We're all gays. Okay, trigger workflow anytime PipeDream is on. So we want, let's say Cardano, for instance, today. We want whenever Cardano is being mentioned, then we'll trigger something, right? So first create a new workflow and select the Twitter app. So let's go to PipeDream. Hopefully you guys are not falling asleep from the jazz. By the way, the jazz again, if you guys don't know, it's actually AI generated by one of famous Twitter called Easter Fluff. So you can have a look at his Twitch channel. Awesome stuff that he's doing. Okay. Let's do a workflow, and we do a new one. And we call this workflow CryptoAnnouncer. Okay. And we're gonna select a trigger, which is Twitter. Okay, let's see what they have. So my tweets, new followers of me, new followers of user, new trends by geo. What's that? That might be interesting. New tweet in list, new unfollower of me, search mentions, tweet like user tweets, watch retweets of me, watch retweets of my tweet, watch retweet of user tweet. Okay, user tweets. So mentions, okay. Now I don't know whether mention was going to help us because in you want to take a look at a certain crypto term, isn't it? Not just mention. What is new trend? What new trends by geo? What is new trends by geo? Let's take a look. Okay, I'm going to take this offline a bit. I am not sure. Just bear with me. Hang on. Just 1 second. Sorry, I'm back. don't know what happened. Sorry, I was trying to get into it, and I think I clicked something going, and it must have turn off or turn on the be right back screen. Okay, so I have I'm not sure what this new trends by geo means. Oh, geography. I don't want this because you don't want any, like, it's something like a new trend in London or new trend in San Diego or something like that. So I don't think that will be what we want. So is there an actual new unfollower of me, new unfollower, search mentions that mentions your shit? Oh, this is correct. I thought mention is like somebody mentioned my name, but it's not. Okay. So search keywords Star Wars screen names at Star Wars or hashtag. You can also use Twitter search, standard search operators. I don't know what that means. What is a Twitter standard search operator? Oh, okay. Containing both watching and now. Okay, this is useful. So you see now Cardano. Oh, you even got the search results as there. Oh no. Okay. So what is it there? Contain exact phrase. Cardano. Watching both, love or hate. Okay. Puppy, filter, twin, Cardano. Okay. So let's say Cardano. Specify the type of results you want to retrieve. So recent or popular. Should we put popular or recent? Maybe we try recent, because I think recent is more important than popular. Select whether to include, excludes, or include retweets in immediate events. Retweets. So is somebody retweeting it? No. Do not include. Exclude as well. We just want the main tweet, I think. We don't want any kind of reply on it. We want people to go bananas on something and lots of mention of Cardanos. And then we take a look at each one of those tweets and then take a look at the sentiments, and then we count the aggregate totals of the positive or negative sentiments to come up with the overall sentiment. So languages, let's restrict it to English. Locale doesn't matter. Excuse me. Okay, drink it. Okay, so how many should we? Maximum number of tweets to return per API request, up to 100. So should we look at 100 sentiments? Might be costly actually. So let's take a look at Comprehend. Cost. So of course they come with a free tier, so I think that's okay. 50,000 units of text. What's that? Free tier is 50,000 or 5 million characters. So if you have what's the maximum character in tweets? 280. So if we say 280, I can't push this into my, because it's full screen. So sorry, it's offline anymore. So 280. What was the pricing? 50,000 units of text, 5 million characters. So 280 means 5 million divided by 280. You get 17,857 tweets that you can actually analyze before you run out of what's that, free tier? Is it per month? Doesn't tell that it. Can't tell whether it's per month or not. One unit is 100 character. Okay. Up to 10 minutes. Anyway, it's negligible. I don't think we'll ever go beyond this anyway. So I think we should be good. Anyway, but let's not get over. We just want to prove a concept. We don't want to go nuts or whatever. So for testing, let's just limit it to 10 tweets. 10 of the top tweets. And maximum number of API required to make per execution, multiple required to retrieve per generated result. Rated limits API per 15 minutes. So Twitter rate limits API requests per. Okay. So Twitter got a rate limit. $900 requests per 15 minutes. That's fine. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cache it, right? So once we call it, it's smart enough. I think this PipeDream is smart enough not to call that tweet again. I think. So we got the data already. Once we call every time we make an API call. So every 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, so this name is spot for Cardano. No. Cardano mention. Did I spell it correctly? Cardano. Okay. Cardano. Okay, let's create a source. See whether that works. Okay, so we had a trigger now. Four entities, URL, full text, crypto overview, Binance, that's one. So obviously there's two. Users 44. How many did we ask for? 10, isn't it? Okay. Let's carry on this tutorial. Search mentions. trigger flow, PipeDream, and trigger your workflow. And just mention to complete the trigger setup and name, whatever. Use a drop-down event to help you build your flow. Here you selected recent tweet that includes an image, so you can incorporate that into Slack message. So let me zoom in a bit on this. Ooh, what did I do? It doesn't zoom in on the image. Okay, so we got this is test. What do we have? Display text range. Where's the actual tweet? I think this is the tweet here. Yeah, okay. Crypto Potato. So Cardano is there. Okay. Now this one doesn't have any kind of analysis, but it's okay. I think Comprehend will take a look at this and just put as neutral anyway, right? So it's not. I'm pretty sure it will be treated as neutral. Let's have a look just in case. Let me just 1 sec. Secret. Right, back. So let's go to Comprehend. Alright, so if we take that just now, what's that? Okay, this one. So it'll be this whole thing. Ingest that into Comprehend. And then analyze. Just interested in sentiment. Neutral. So its confidence is 99% neutral. So that's okay. So it's not either high or down, so it doesn't affect our blah blah blah. Just as I suspected. So but this one is a full text. So we need to have the full text as a. So let's say construct a message in Node.js using Slack blockade. Okay, this is where you output stuff, right? Okay, let's just do a response first. This guy is just going to take the tweet text, the tweet language, the URL. All these are unnecessary for us. I don't think we need all this. And he put it into a JSON message templates with placeholder values by using the Slack blockade. But we're not going to use Slack. We're not going to use to generate Slack blocks, right? Just want to take a look where the message is going to be. So that's the one. Trigger event full text, which is this one. Trigger, if you want to see how they're done, you see steps dot trigger and then full text. Steps dot trigger or event. It's actually event. Is there an event? I can't see an event. Full text. Anyway, if I copy this path here and paste it somewhere there. Yeah, it is events full text. So that's fine. Go down a bit more. Wow, this one actually process it into blah blah blah, even push the images. That's so pretty cool. We don't need all that. Should return an array on Slack blocks. Post a formatted message to Slack channel. Okay, and then that's a generate Slack blocks. What did they use for generate Slack blocks? Oh, run Node.js code. Okay. We just return the blocks, and the blocks is constant blocks. Okay, let's do the Node.js code anyway. So you run a Node.js code, and in the code what we want is, let's say, constant text. Actually, we can just shortcut. That's what we want. Copy path. Oh, actually, because there's more. There'll be a lot for us, isn't it? Do this guy just now, did he limit it to one tweet only? How are we doing for time? Alright, 43. We're going a bit slow. Well, let's run this and see. So let's deploy it. Send a test event. So we'll get that. And then how do we loop the loop? I'm not sure how you loop it now. Enable the trigger step to receive live event though. Let's call this. Okay, so the trigger is not on HTTP request, right? Such a trigger on the Twitter that gets whatever new stuff comes in, it will. Should I actually have a get request first and then use that as a trigger? So I do a get request, and then after that runs the Twitter feed trigger, which is this one, the event source, and then it will then respond with the stuff. But so this one, I think every time it runs, every new tweet, it will go through this whole cycle, which but that in that way that we need to actually hold the result. How do we kind of like stack up the result and then calculate the sentiments, right? Unless we kind of remember in memory that the sentiments are actually there. Okay, let's see. Let's go further down. Maybe they'll give us some hint, or maybe not. We can backtrack to the RSS feed tutorial and see. Maybe RSS feed is a bit more like multiple events rather than this one. Okay, so that one. Oh, there's a 6 here. raw event? There's trigger event and trigger raw event. It's the full text as well. Okay, that's nothing. I think it'll be multiple. Use an action to post the formatted messages to a Slack channel. Send message using BlockKit. Oh, because it's all on the Slack, isn't it? Connect the message and return block. Okay, we don't want that. Don't want that. So that's the one. Run a live test. You turn that on. And then next, post a tweet mentioning PipeDream. Click post tweet below to use our pre-written tweet with image, which is this one. So we can try to tweet a test tweet. The workflow will be triggered the next time the Twitter source runs every 15 minutes by default. You can also trigger your source manually. Edit code and configuration in the trigger step. So edit code and configuration there. Every 15 minutes, which is this one, that one. If we wanted to, okay. Bring up the code, blah blah, events tab. Okay, that's the one. Click on the events tab. Oh, click on right now. Okay, so we can do this. Okay, click events. Ooh, look, these are the events. All the other ones. So that's what all this is coming down. And then we can say that we want to run now by going to run now here, and then they'll create another 10. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's correct. So every batch that it goes through, it will actually push down 10. That's it for this one. Okay. It still didn't kind of help us in any way. Well, sorry, it helps us, but there's a lot of unanswered questions, isn't it? So let's see. Okay, so now that you understand the basics, start building. Okay, before we go on this advanced stuff, let's backtrack a bit to RSS to see whether there's anything useful here that we can use in what we're trying to do. So let's create a workflow trigger and app event. The example below builds and on concepts introduced in. Actually, it's okay. The example builds on concepts introduced in previous section and will cover how to trigger workflow on new items on RSS. Send an email to address associated with PipeDream. Activate the trigger to run the flow on new app. Okay, see? New events are coming. So there's 20 now. Everything is about Cardano. So trigger a workflow on new items in an RSS feed. First, create a new workflow and search for RSS app and select it. Okay, that's fine. This is about getting the workflow, the RSS. Okay, that's send test event to export the event for the trigger. So that's the one that comes out side there. Send yourself an email. Subject new item in feed. Send text. Okay. Deploy send test Send test event. PipeDream will send an email. Okay, so this doesn't kind of help us at all. So okay, let's go next steps. Okay, so what are the questions that we want to? Okay, so what have we? Let's recap what we have done so far. So we have made just coming back. So we have a trigger now that will get triggered when the word Cardano is actually being mentioned, and it now process it and extract the tweets, the full text of the tweets that's coming through, and that's going in a cycle. Every 15 minutes a batch of 10 will be processed, and then they'll go through this pipeline. Now my question is that for every single item in the tweets that come through, whether it's going to, so every 15 minutes, does it go through this 10 times? Or does it only go through it one time every 15 minutes? But at this stage here, because I don't see any kind of array here, like this whole thing is just once, but it doesn't, so it looks like it's going to every 15 minutes just going to run it through 10 times. So let's say this thing, that's what we want to know, which is between workflow execution. That's pretty useful, right? Because what we can do is then we can add the kind of the call comprehend, and then get the sentiments and add it up, and then we store it, this maintain the state, and every time this a new tweet every 15 minutes, it will update the sentiment based on the total that has been given so far, right? So let's say the first run is all everything 0, positive or negative, nothing, and then it calculates all the sentiments for every one of the tweets, right? And then let's say it comes out with something like positive, like 8 out of 10 are positive, and then it stores this number, the 8 or the positive or the negative, and then it just keeps a tally of it as it goes along. So every 15 minutes it updates that. So at one point of time it might be positive, another time it will be more negative, that kind of stuff. So but every time it counts, it sends every 15 minutes the kind of sentiments. I'm probably going to change it like every hour later on, right? But right now, because I want to try to take a look how it is, so every sort of 15 minutes it takes a pulse. So a pulse check every 15 minutes, the kind of thing. So manage the execution rates and concurrency of workflow execution. Trigger workflows with large data files. Use proxy connect to resource beyond where it works with file system in Node.js. File system. Develop custom sources and action. Contribute. You can actually write your own events and triggers. I think it's very powerful. It has a SDK that can actually do this. So I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so wow, jeez, we've gone for 1 hour. Okay, we better speed this up a bit. Okay, we got the full text. What we want to do to prove ourselves, right? This is my actions. Okay, we don't want that. No. Discord, Telegram bot, Twilio, Google Drive, Airtable. Should we put all this full text into Google Sheet first? I don't know. Let's see. So we can tweet it back. That'll be super cool. Every 15 minutes we tweet it, hey, Cardano is going bonkers positive, or Cardano is going bonkers negative. We can push it back to AWS. Now that's useful. We'll come back to AWS and see what we can do with that as an action. So Mailgun, we can put it on Trello, MailChimp, HubSpot, Google Cloud, Jira, YouTube Data API, Asana. Put it back on Twitch. What's that? Run Node.js code with Twitch. That's interesting. Maybe we put in the chat, back in the chat box, so it'll tell us. That's interesting. Can do Giphy. That means we say or positive or negative. We generate a Giphy that is actually positive or negative, and then tweet it back to Twitter. That'll be funny. SSH. That's interesting as well. PipeDrive. I used to use PipeDrive. So intercom line, Amazon SES. Browser list, ClickUp. That's interesting. Browser list, ClickUp. Push bullet. Google Dialogflow, MailerLite, Argolia, Twitter developer, Bitbucket. Nope. Nope. Bubble. Click send SMS. Nope. Nope. Netlify, zero counting. Nope. IFTTT. Turn on the light bulb. That'll be pretty cool. So Comprehend will check. It's a positive, then it turns my light bulb. Like right now, I can say, Alexa, turn. Oh, sorry, the wrong Alexa screen. But anyway, I can turn my light bulb different colors depending on whether positive or negative on the Cardano. Like if it's hot, maybe it's red. And if it's like not simmer kind of thing, it'll be blue. That'll be awesome. But that's pretty cool. Okay. No. Wait. What am I looking for? PayPal. Send me $10 so that I can automatically purchase Cardano if it's hot. Whoa. SFTP. Nope. Another one, Amazon. What's that? Run Node.js with Amazon. I don't know what's that. Okay. I think there's too many. What are we looking for? I'm just skimming through now. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Because technically I can go to AWS. Oh look, Coinbase. Wow! Do you guys see this? Whenever the good settlements of Cardano, I'll just buy one Cardano, which is $1, $1, right? So every 1 hour, if Cardano is positive, I buy $1. I just got myself a crypto trading bot using Twitter. That'll be pretty cool. Go back. Okay, so Coinbase, we got GPI, Twitter URL. Nope. What am I looking for? Okay. I think there's too many. There's kind of like unlimited stuff you can do. Even OpenAI, like create a GPT-3 stuff based on the sentiment. Okay, let's see whether we can get AWS. Okay, we got AWS there. Okay, so you can create a DynamoDB table or stream file to S3 from URL or upload a file or run Node.js code with AWS. Let's do that. Wow, it automatically takes up your. It includes the AWS SDK already. Connect to AWS. Woo! Follow W create associated key as a best practice the minimum information. If your workflow only need to print a single you should create user and necessary you can create okay, let me just take this a bit offline. Just 1 second. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just going into I guess you guys can look at it. Console.aws. This is wrong one, so just going to create IE. Okay, just 1 second. Just going into the IAM dashboard at the moment, which is obviously I'm trying to put it offline, so you guys don't see me. Actually, I don't need to go there. I'll just go to my security credentials. Just 1 sec. Not going to bother using IAM, I think. Okay, just one. Let me just create a new account. Okay. Just 1 second, bear with me. Okay. Just bear with me, guys. I'm just going to create this new credentials. What should I do? I just so that we can just remove it after the stream in case it gets leaked or something like that. Okay. All right. That's my thing. Okay. Proceed. Done that. Technically, yeah. Okay. Let me just put this out as well. Just 1 sec. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm just putting the credentials into this thing. I'm just being a bit careful, but anyway, I'm just using test credentials at the moment. So this is PipeDream. Okay, so I got that AWS auth already there. So it just goes into here, so make sure I don't touch it. And that's the thing. So now passing the blah 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 to the constructor of building the stuff. Okay, so what I need now is focus on Amazon Comprehend, which is here. Okay. Actually, that's the wrong thing. So we need to do the documentation of it. That one. So AWS SDK require AWS SDK, which is everything already. I think that'll include client comprehend, right? So this is an ES6, I think. So write any Node.js codes, you use any npm package, you can also export data for use later on. Okay, I don't know whether... Oh no, they are ES5. I think they use ES5. I know it looks more like that, isn't it? Okay, usage to send a request, initiate client or configuration, credentials. So region, what's that? Client can be shared by different commands. Basic tech dominant language. What's that? Params. To send a request, initiate commands with input parameters, call send operation on client with command object as input. If you're using custom HTTP handlers, you may call destroy, blah blah blah. That's a command. So command is actually here, input. Okay. So you need that. Right. And then so you have a command now, and params will be there, and use promise rather than callbacks, right? So you send this, then blah, so using catch, and finally let's use this way. Okay. What's this? Okay, this is V2 compatible. We don't want to do that. Okay. Okay, so that's the one that batch detect dominant line command. So we're not doing that. We are going to do sentiment analysis. Sentiment. Oops, wrong one. Batch detect sentiment command. Input, output, whatever. Okay. Inspect the batch of documents and returns an inference of the prevailing sentiment. So it goes positive, neutral, mixed, and negative. So that one. That's what we need. Command and pass them the params. Client config, I did that already. Comprehend client config. Okay. So config region is US West 2. Okay, so we got that. Now we need the input. And then send the command. So batch detect sentiment command input. Input is the params. Okay, input is params. So the input shape is that input shape is what? Language code or string or undefined? What's that? String is actually an array. Okay. So how do we get what's there? Put it inside here. Before I do this, maybe I can intercept this. Can I turn this off? Turn it off. Yeah, okay. Let me see how to actually output the thing. So actually it is here, so I can actually do that. Let me close this. You should be able to see from here. There, copy the path. So path is actually that one. So I don't want that. Let me label it a bit better here. So steps is grab text, the Twitter text, grab Twitter text. So that's the one there. It'll be that. So if I go here, I can just use this here. Params is actually a text list. Which is a array, string array. Like that. Yep. Then it'll send the command. Then data is what's going to come back. Does that console.log? Run and let me save this. Let's go back to the workflow. So way to terminate it by using kickstart. So if it's an error, then we just say end like that. Yeah, that means I'm just killing it. Go back. So CryptoAnnouncer. I'll do that, and I'll just die, and then actually die. Error. Error. Can I do that? Which do I have to plus? So plus just in case. Okay, so you'll send the data, then the data will be sent. I can return data dot. What is data? So data is metadata. No, data result list. So data result list is batch detect sentiment result item result. So result, what's that? Actually, you know what? I just get the result list back. So data dot result list. Let's try to do that. Return data dot result list. Okay. Then it's error, then it's error, so then you don't need all this. But actually, what's this US East one? Maybe I use US East one. Not sure why I like US West one. Okay. So let's recap. Okay. So we're going to get so trigger. So every time Cardano is actually mentioned, every 15 minutes, it will take the top 10 tweets on Cardano, and for every one, it will grab the text, the full text, and then it will pipe it through to this part here in AWS Comprehend. Let's put Comprehend sentiment, right, to make it easier. So this step AWS Comprehend sentiment, then it will then we will send the text list with the return value of the tweeted text there that we grab here, and then it will then process the comprehend and then spits out the result list. And I think that, so hopefully that run, and then we should have gotten somewhere. So let's get save, and then we deploy this. Ooh, did I deploy? Okay, I deployed, that's fine. It's version 4 of it. So we should send a test event. Yeah, let's send a test event and see how it actually flows through, right? Ready? Boom. It's going here. One tweeted text going through. It's executing it. Yep. Oh no. This step was still trying to run code when the step ended. Make sure you promisify callback function and await all promises. Okay. Await. Oh, we forgot to do the await. I did. Oh, this part. Did we await? Ah, maybe this part didn't await. Because this part, we can make it easier. Let's go back, see, maybe there's another alternative way to do this. Config. Maybe this is not running, so it's the wrong one. Sentiment. Batch detect sentiment command. Describe sentiment detection job command. Ooh. Detect sentiment command. List sentiment detection. Okay, maybe we shouldn't be using the job. So maybe we should, because batch detect sentiment command is the wrong one that we shouldn't be using. That one, detect sentiment command. That should be. Inspect text and returns an inference of the prevailing sentiment. Okay, what was the one that we had just now? Batch detect sentiment command. Inspect a batch of documents and returns an inference of prevailing sentiment. Which is kind of, we want to see like a 10. And then see what the prevailing sentiment is going to be, right? Possibly, but we don't know enough about this CryptoAnnouncer. I don't think within this session we can figure this out. So we might have to detect one first and then call it a day, and then maybe carry on into the next session next week, part 2 of this. So let's go and use the detect that one. That should be the more correct one. So that's the one. Detect sentiment command. That one. Okay. And then response equals await client send. Okay, that's the more interesting one. Say. So it should be like that. Command equal params. Okay, so we should put here. And then the input is correct. What's the input now? It's just text, which is just a string. So it's no longer an array. So it's just a string. Pretty sure that's a string anyway. This whole thing is a string. Okay. That should be correct. Go back. Command output, and we're gonna look at it at the sentiment itself and the sentiment score. Interesting. So we might be able to okay. So command new detect sentiment command, await the response, and the response is an output. Okay, so that's a detect sentiment command. What is an error? What happened? Well, I guess the metadata will say what it is pertaining to this request. So metadata will say attempt, HTTP status code. Okay, that's probably going to tell more about what's happening with the thing. With the probably HTTP status code will tell you what it is. But sentiment type is a string, and score is what score? Score is nothing. An object that lists the sentiments and the corresponding. Okay, it's an object. So we can possibly, that's fine, we put sentiment and sentiment score. So once a string, so let's just return the sentiment first. So go return response dot sentiment. That's it. Wow. That's cool. So all this means we are correct, but all the other one okay. Alright, so let's try this again. Let's say save it. And let's run it again. Deploy. Test. It goes through here. Now it's going here. Oops. What happened here? Workflow is correct. Let me try again. I don't know, what's that? Did we overshot the 15 minutes request? No, we didn't. Really, this is fine. Let's try again. Did I do something wrong here? Detect sentiment command. Yes, East. I did change this one, isn't it? To the. Maybe there was a problem there with that. Okay, it did return the value here. Credential provider could not load credential from any providers. TCP could not wrap. Okay, let me pull this out and take a look at what is happening with the credentials. Just one sec. She's complaining that it doesn't have any credentials from it, so maybe I have to reset it again and reconnect. Just one second. PipeDream. Yep, that's correct. It was okay just now, right? It was running fine, but it wasn't awaiting. So I'm not sure why this one would be any different. Okay, we still have that problem. Could not load credential from any providers. I have no idea what I mean. Null providers, index. It could be a bug in PipeDream. It's causing this to happen. So I might remove the credentials and re-input it again. Credentials are encrypted, revoke anytime. Okay. Follow the AWS instruction on creating IAM user associated. Okay, let me just take a look at this. Okay. I might have done the credentials a bit wrong, but I'm surprised why. Oh no! The first time just now, it actually made a call, but there was an error, right? So maybe the credentials was wrong all along. So I did create the credentials a bit wrongly. So let me just follow this uh, create an IAM user first. So I'm going to create an IAM user. Okay, just 1 second. Bear with me, guys. Sorry about that. That's right. I was doing it the wrong way. I was creating the wrong credentials. So you're supposed to create a user. Okay, so let's say PipeDream user. And it needs to be, it doesn't need console access, it just need the programmatic access. And it just need the comprehend. Was it create group? No. I'm going to attach the policy, just 1 second. What do we need for comprehend? Okay, let me just put straight there. Nothing. Okay, create user. Okay, I think this is more the correct one than the one that we did before just now. So I was a bit wrong spot, so apologies. It's been a while since I create some more credentials. In fact, there must be an easy way to. I'm sure there's one, but I'm not that good in the credential stuff. I need to read up a bit more in terms of getting used to credentials. So I got that. I need to access key, secret access key. Okay, I got the access key. Oops. Just copying. Just give me bear with me a few seconds. Okay, got it. Now I just need to create it in the auth. Create a new one. That one. And that one. Okay, PipeDream IAM user. Okay, going back. There you go. Alright, let's see whether this run. Save and deploy. Come on, run, run, run. Please run. Okay. Something wrong with the off code. Could not load credentials of any providers. got this right. Hang on, where is this being used? I'm putting this inside here, but I'm not using it. So getting the access key and the secret key, but I'm not using it anywhere here. So that's why it actually is not loading it up. So let me just go into the docs. Let's see the docs. I'm not reading the doc properly. That's why off in code steps. So the off object. Okay, let me create a temporary flow, which is just blank test flow, and I'm gonna put in a AWS trigger there, just whatever, to see what the okay. It's actually reading it here. Okay, that's correct. So the off is correct. Let me change the trigger now. Trigger is a webhook of some sort. No, it doesn't matter. Webhook files, whatever. Create sources. Okay. So let's go the AWS action now. And that one. Okay, what does it say here? Now pass the SSA to construct. Of course. SS key ID and secret access key. Stupid idiot. Sorry. It is a kids friendly. Okay, where is that? The text comprehend. Where's my SDK thing? It should be here. Sorry guys, I'm a bit stupid on this. Where do you pass the man? Have anybody done this before? Where do we pass the node? Region. Okay. So it is here. Setting credentials. How do we pass in the credentials? DynamoDB client. we actually pass it here. AWS dot AWS is the SDK. So it's here, this one. So but this DynamoDB, not the client. Let's go transcribe examples. It's probably the closest that can come to this. Set client. There. What's the part where comprehend client? Okay, maybe if I go to the comprehend, what do you call it? JavaScript SDK comprehend guide, API reference. Where do you pass the credentials? Because so in PHP or in Lambda, whatever, it's normally just through the environment variables, but now we actually programmatically need to pass it across. And in the examples, they don't actually pass the. It doesn't look like it passed the comprehend. So comprehend client, let's see that one. Right. So constructor. So let's go back to our workflow now. That's fine. Okay. Ooh, come on guys. We should be done by now. So sentiment, comprehend client. Okay. So we got this. We got comprehend client, and we did initiate a comprehend client. So comprehend client is this dude over here, and in the constructor we got the configuration, which is comprehend client config, which include credentials. Okay, so we can pass credentials here, or provider credentials. What's that mean? Just put credentials here. Okay. Access key ID and access key ID and secret access key. Okay. So technically, this region there, so we should be able to do something like this. Credentials and that one. That should be it. Wonder what needs to be case sensitive, like credentials needs to be capital A here, and like this one. Let's try now. Okay. Okay, that's good. We credentials okay. So then it just say request text cannot be null. So detect sentiment command error. So this command error is a problem here. Aha, here. Okay, we got it. We're nearly there. Okay, detect sentiment command. That's the one. But I did it wrong. Command input, and input is in the shape of text instead of list, of course. Okay, just a typo there, guys. Nothing to worry about. Okay. Okay, language code failed to satisfy constraint. Member must satisfy in okay, so language code needs to be provided. It says mandatory, is it? Doesn't say mandatory, but we just put this point. Needs to be EN. I must say I'm enjoying this PipeDream. Like so far I haven't even fired up VS Code. When I'm debugging through this, it got a good kind of event analysis of what's it's like Postman, but Postman with code, which is awesome. So I think CN there. Okay, and then deploy. Neutral. Yes, we got it. Okay. Okay, so let's trace back. So we got what we did so far. So we have a Twitter kind of events trigger that anytime somebody tweets, okay, every 15 seconds they collect the top 10 tweets that mention the word Cardano, and then it processes each one of those tweets. It grabs the tweet text itself and then inject it into AWS Comprehend to Comprehend to come out with sentiment, and the sentiment at the moment return as neutral. Let's see whether the return for the command output is actually a string. That's interesting because when I output the oh no, I did response sentiment, so I actually pull out sentiment, so it's obviously it's just a string. Okay. So that's good. That's good. Okay, so now we know what sentiments for each one of those are. So we need to just then take a look whether we can then consolidate all these sentiments and then pass it by the bad sentiment, or we just go through it doing one detect sentiment like this and then calculate how many neutrals are there and how many and what we want to do is we want to keep track of the okay. There's still this question that I don't know how much time I have left, but I'm definitely has gone over that period of. I'm not sure whether people are sleeping now at the moment, but yes, it's been 2 hours now, and we have got to a part where it's kind of exciting. So we have the part where we know now what Comprehend is actually going to return. So as you can see here, based on the workflow, right, from here we can just put in whatever actions that we want to be, right, make an announcement or whatever. But I think we're still missing that part about like consolidating the 10, and then after that kind of taking a look then as a batch of 10 or whatever do we want. We can increase that 10 to like 100, right? And then as a batch of 100, what is the prevailing sentiment that's going to be out there? And then we can then output it out to a webhook or whatever, things like that. So I think what we'll do is on the next the next not event, but the next stream. Sorry, it's like it's middle of the night at the moment. But the next stream, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at all this to extend this. So we're going to go and call AWS Poly, right? So from the sentiment, so let's take a step back. So let's go back to our untitled diagram. Okay. Ooh, what happened? Okay. So let's take a look at our untitled diagram here. Untitled diagram. So we got this part. So we done this part. Up to here, which is just nice, I think, for South segue into kind of intermediate a breakpoint for this tweet. I think, yeah, the reason why it's taking a bit so long is because it's totally unrehearsed, and obviously, at a point of time, maybe we can actually clean it up and make it into a proper kind of a concise, maybe 30 minutes or a 1 hour tutorial on YouTube or something like that. But for now, we'll leave this Twitch and then we'll clean it up. And then for those of you who wants to watch a recording of this, you can go on YouTube, where it'll probably be a more concise version of this part 1 of this thing. So I think there's going to be another part, probably an hour, so that we're going to wrap this up, where we're going to then so this is part 1 here, and part 2 will be this part over here. So what is called again? AWS ML AI CryptoAnnouncer project. And it's been fun, and I would think as I'm quite impressed with PipeDream and the fact that I just recently find this out, and I think it's still new because a lot of things are under beta. It's very extensible. We can do this, And I guess we can do it's like the AWS few of this kind of stuff to kind of glue code, glue interface that we can actually use, right? But yeah, this I like kind of the interface for this. I like the way that when I had issue, it tells you what the problem is, and you can see the events happening out. You can inspect different things and just copy different path or work with JSON very well. So I think it's very well done, and considering that it's free, I would kind of recommend you guys have a quick look at it. So yeah, we will be looking this into part 2, which will be next Friday. So every Friday we're going to go along this path about probably working on this. So next week we'll be wrapping up on this so they can make an announcer. Depends on how we want to try to do it. We might we'll definitely use Poly to actually generate hey, it's going gaga or whatever, and we can have several random fun announcement we can generate some Poly. And then we have a kind of a client side that we can do this mechanism here to make an announcement. So maybe we can even make it so that it's a variable. We can actually push it out to a Twitter or to the Slack channel, like you see here. It's so easy to actually push it out to Twilio, even SMS you, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think we're gonna have a kind of fun product. And I forgot that we can actually insert something on top of this, because like obviously the word Cardano, we can change it into something else, like whatever that we are trying to take a look at, what the impact of it is, a particular crypto word. And we can always use kind of a more robust text searching the Twitter feed to take a look at, without those negative data. But as you can see here, that text that comes out, which is just this one, which doesn't make any sense. Not any sense. I mean, that doesn't really shows whether that price will go up or go down. It's detected as neutral anyway, so I think that's fine, and we can adjust the sample size a bit bigger whenever we want to try to get it a bit more accurate in terms of people. Okay guys, so thank you very much for those of you who are still around and still awake. And yeah, this is Voice Tech Guy, and have a lovely weekend, and I hope to see you again next Friday. And so long and farewell. Bye bye.